Soon, and very soon, for those of you that love social media, I hope this becomes a wake-up call for you. Soon you are going to be required to have a national identification card to enter or to access your online social media accounts. Now, we live in an age of technology where you might think that this national ID is going to come as a card. No, everything's going digital. They've been preparing you. The phones that you get, that you have to put your thumbprint on it to access or just to enter into it. Where do you think they're keeping your thumbprints? Where do you think that information is being carried or is being kept? There are those that now can be able to scan your eye and you can be able to access your information just by simply scanning your eyes. Where do you think that's going? Where do you think they keep that information? If this does not wake you up to the reality that we're living in, that Big Brother is gaining more and more control and getting more and more eyes and wants to look at you, I don't know what will. Anyways, let's take a look at this. The Daily Mail. Back in 2011, President Barack Hussein Obama initiated a plan to boost internet security and closely monitor the internet itself as a whole by proposing that each Americans should eventually have an internet identification, a national internet identification. Where does it stand today? The plan is currently being tested on a state-by-state basis. So the plan is there, they're working on it. In 2016, as of this very moment, this is what's going on. The Daily Mail headline reads the following. It says, and I quote, "Will you soon need a government ID to log into Facebook? European Commission proposes a controversial scheme to access social media sites." I'm not going to read all the bullet points, but I'm just going to quickly read the first one. National ID cards would be needed to log in to online services like Twitter. And they say their main reason is to prevent fake user reviews that mislead consumers. But the last bullet point I agree with 100%. It says, many people are unhappy saying it will eradicate online privacy. Remember, Big Brother's watching. And continue reading. It says most of us log into our social media sites, whether it is Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, at least a few times a day. But soon it could require more than just entering your username and password to check your friends' latest updates. The European Commission is now proposing the idea of using national ID cards to log in to online services, including Facebook, Twitter, and even Uber. Government ID cards are used in European member states, except for Denmark and the UK. But the move may open the floodgates to similar actions elsewhere. The idea has been presented by a man by the name of Andrus Ansip, or however you pronounce that, Vice President for the Digital Single Market on the European Commission. Dear Mr. Ansip, please do us all a favor. Take this idea of yours, go back to where you came from and sleep on it, or sit on it, whatever makes you happy. Or if you don't like that alternative, you can feel free to give me that idea of yours so I can give it to my parrot so that he can poop on it. Because what you are suggesting is something that's going to result to total government control over who is sharing what and over who needs to be monitored for sharing what kind of information. Because we live in a time where information is everywhere, and once information leaks online, it goes like wildfire. It spreads like wildfire. And the government has no control over how to stop information from spreading like wildfire. The only way is to propose such nonsense just like what you are proposing, which will ultimately result in having governments watching over people to make sure everybody is sharing the right information that they want people to share, and monitor those who are sharing too much things that they should not be talking about, which ultimately results in privacies being removed away from people, and that ultimately results in freedoms being removed away from people. Think about that. Now, for those of you that use Facebook a lot, which is probably like at least 80% or 90% of the world's population today, many of you probably already know this and you're okay with it. Facebook is now having this thing where you can't send messages, you can't communicate. If you have, let's say, an Android phone, you cannot communicate with people by messaging them unless if you download the app. Now, the app, the Facebook app, it has features that actually keeps a tab on wherever you are. Your current locations are always known. Wherever you are, as long as you have that Facebook app, you are always being monitored. That's just something for you to think about. I'm not going to elaborate too much on this. That's just something for you to think about. That's all I'm going to say. So be careful what kind of information that you leak, or as far as your personal life, what kind of things you do, what you share. Be careful, be cautious, because you are being watched. Here's something for you to think about. What would a national ID have? Well, it would have your name for basics. It will have like your social insurance number. It will have your address. It will have pretty much everything about you, all contained within that national ID. So that means, let's put this into perspective now. For those who are on social media and they like to speak controversial things, bring some controversial truth and share it with you. What does that mean for them? Okay, so that means those people who are the truthers, who are sharing information and are not afraid to speak their minds, it's going to be much easier now to control and to basically flag those who are a potential threat to the system because they know too much, or they are simply causing a discomfort within society because they're causing people to actually wake up to the lies that they've been fed. And think about this. Those who cause a discomfort in society by causing people to wake up from their comfort zones and to start thinking differently, these are the exact same people who are deemed to be basically irrelevant because most of them are the ones who say that climate change or global warming, it's all a lie. And those are the same people who Bill Nye is actually in support of being arrested and being thrown in jail. The scientific community hates those people. And last time I checked, the majority of the people, the scientific community, the people who are at the very top, the elite, should I say, they are the ones who the government would listen to. So you can see where things are going to go. Check this out. Right now, today, it's much easy to control it's not easy, should I say, it's not easy for them to control what information leaks online. There are hackers all over the world who can leak government information right there. Once information is leaked out into the public, it goes viral and everybody starts sharing it. There's no way of them controlling it just like that. When you leak information of truth out there, as soon as someone else sees it, they can easily take that and then it starts to distribute from there and it goes everywhere. Now, if they want to control that, it's best now to start looking at who are the main sources, who are the main people who are leaking information online. So now they can be able to narrow things down with this National ID Act, and they can be able to then track who is doing what activities. So they can properly flag them. So they can easily put them as, these are the undesirables, and these are the kind of people who we want in society. These are the loyalists to the government. These are the people who know nothing. Let's keep them there. These people who know too much, they are a threat to the system. Let's get rid of them. That's where things are going to be going. You're being prepared and being programmed to hate those who are fundamentalists. You're being programmed right now to hate anyone who would speak to you saying, hey, this is wrong. This should not be done the way people are doing. This agenda, the homosexual agenda, all of these things are wrong. You are being programmed to hate those people who say it is sin. That's just where we're heading as a nation. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to stand here for too long and keep talking. Thank you for joining the Controversy 7. If you're new to this channel, hit subscribe. There's so many things to talk about, so many things that I'm working on right now. I don't even know where to start to even upload videos. There's so many things that you need to know. So be sure to subscribe to this channel if you're new. Also, feel free to go on our website, www.thecontroversy7.ca. You can also find me on Facebook. Link is in the video description box. Other than that, you take care of yourselves and I'll see you in the next upload.